The breakdown. This is a new series that I'm doing, where we're going to just go through beats that I've made and kind of deconstruct them, kind of like what Genius do. So, let's get started. So, the beat that I'm going to be breaking down today is the Jack Harlow beat that I uploaded to my YouTube channel a couple weeks ago, which is, I think, my most viewed beat that I've uploaded so far. So I figured that I would start the breakdown series with this. So yeah, let's get into it. So the main inspiration for this beat was his song that he dropped not long ago, Tyler Harrow. And you'll be able to tell if you haven't heard it already that that's the vibe we're going for. Because I loved the aesthetic of the production. So the first thing that I started off with was this chord progression right here. And the first instrument we used was just Logic's own stock flute and strings, which sounds like this. What I love about that sound is there's like a very subtle, like a clock ticking in the background. Or like a clock hand turning every time the next chord hits, which is, I don't know, it just sounds really appealing to me, which is kind of the main reason why I chose it. And on this, we've got a couple different effects. A tape delay, so without it, it sounds like this. And then with, just adds a bit more room to it, I think. And then the second one, this is the main one, is the drip plugin with the save me setting on about 40%. So before and after is like this. It just adds that layer of quality to it. It is, you know, 2 clicks, and it sounds sick. So that's what we started off with. That was the original backbone of the beat. And then on top of that, we layered the Mellotron violins. All of these are Logic stock sounds as well, because they're actually really good if you use them in the right way. And I think it sounds pretty cool. So this is what we've got here. Now this is mainly just to add that extra layer and make the flute and strings sound so much more fuller. And you'll be able to see here is these notes are a lot more have a lot more velocity than the others in the same chords, because it's like it creates that. I really love creating like counter tones in the chords themselves. I think it's a really nice effect. So here it just puts more emphasis on that slightly different progression, which sounds really nice, I think. Subtle, but really nice. And then the next thing that we had after that was the flute to go on top. Again, this is just another stock flute, and this kind of follows the sort of subtle pattern from the Mellotron violins. So this is what this sounds like. And that's literally just got reverb on it. And the Mellotron violins have pretty much all the same effects as the flute and strings, except for they're EQ'd very heavily. Just to be that sort of backing filler layer. So altogether, the main sample, if you will, for the track is like this. Very subtle and just vibey, I think, very chill. So for the verses, we actually change things up slightly. We get rid of the main flute and strings sound and we replace it with basically a more filtered version. which sounds like this. And it's kind of just to, it like brings it all slightly smaller for the verses, so that when what would be the chorus comes back in, the main part of the song, it sort of has more emphasis and it hits you better because the sounds are then like fully released again. So yeah, we've got this one, and we have another mellotron violins. In this case, it's layering on top of the original sound that we've got. So you can hear that there compared to the first one. So all in all, it's all kind of done to just give the track a smaller effect for the verses. Like I said, there's more emphasis on the chorus when the chorus comes back in. So all in all, that is what we've got for the main sounds, melodies, chords and whatnot. I'll just show you the difference now from the chorus to the verse. So the flute becomes a lot more prominent, and the rest of the chords become a lot more subtle and hidden, just to change the emphasis on certain things and keep it interesting. Okay, so next we've got the 808s, which I'll play them for you. They sound like this. So that's the full 808 progression. As you can probably see here, it is the classic Zay 808, which is, everybody uses it. I mean, it's a good 808, so why not? And on this, all we've really got is just a little bit of EQ, just to improve the bass slightly. And then the main thing is we've got some overdrive, which I'll just show you what it does. Fat, it makes it fat, a lot more fatter. So next I will show you the drums. So the drums start off with a clap, just a really simple clap from a cymatics pack, and then we've got that layered with another clap with a bit of reverb on it, so both together. And then to go with that, we also have this sound, which is like another clap but with loads of reverb, just to add a bit more spice to the drum pattern. And then on top of that, we have our counter snare. It's got a bit of reverb on it as well. Open hat. And then we've got our hi-hat pattern, which is quite simple really. It's nothing special. And then with that, we have the kick as well. Simple kick pattern. And this is perhaps one of the most interesting parts of the beat, is these two hi-hats that are from a sample pack from Ocean. If you know Ocean, he's a really good producer on YouTube, makes some really good stuff. But yeah, so it's like a really simple hi-hat, very sort of quiet hi-hat. But what I did was essentially, I created this pattern and split the pattern in half, and then each half panned it to each side of your ear. So if I play these two just by themselves, you'll hear it. So it's every other hi-hat is panned to a different ear, so it's constantly flicking between the two, which I think in the background is a really cool effect if you can catch it out. So with the normal hi-hats, it sounds like this. So yeah, so all of the drums together sound like this with the 808 as well. And then finally, last but not least, you have the tag. Can't forget the tag.
Notion.
So altogether, if I play a snippet of the track for you, now you know how I made this beat. So that was the breakdown. Hope you enjoy.